MMAOddsBreaker. Today it's Ryan Ford. Getting ready to talk about Jake Shields, the fighting in World Series of Fighting 14, October 11th in Edmonton Expo Centre in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. That's kind of home for you, right, Ryan? Like you fight there quite a bit.
Yeah, man, it is home. Born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta.
Yeah, that's so obviously the hometown advantage goes to you. The name will go to Jake just because he's had some more bigger fights than you have on bigger organizations. Let's break down this fight. Obviously, the crowd's gonna be cheering for you when you come in. They'll be booing Jake. That really doesn't matter. You guys are long-term professionals. He's 29-7. You're 22-4. The crowd doesn't really factor too much for you when you fight. It's all about you being inside that cage and getting stuff done. How do you think Jake is going to be different in this fight than any other?
You know what? I don't think he's really going to be any different than any other. Jake's he's a specialist when it comes to his groundwork, and I believe that he likes to grind out fights, and if he can take it to the ground, obviously try for the submission because that's what he's good at. But I think I've been watching a lot of tape on Jake. I've been watching him, my whole career, watching him fight, and he's pretty much the same fighter as always. But he does come with he has that awkward stand up.
Yeah, it's like a strange stand up. It doesn't look like it hurts too much, but like you said, you've seen a lot of tape on him. Do you think his stand up is effective enough to rock you a little bit so he can get the takedown, or do you think he's just throwing punches, hoping that you lift your hands up so he can take you down?
Yeah, I think it works in his advantage because he does have that awkward stand-up style. So, it can throw you off your game plan if you're not ready for it. If you take a look at when he fought Tyron Woodley, I don't think Woodley was really, ready for Jake's stand-up like that, and kind of made him play his game.
So what are you going to do to impose your will? Is there going to be a lot more movement, or are you going to have to keep pressure on him, or how are you going to do it? Because really, Jake's a guy that if you let him start off and get comfortable, he'll keep that pace, keep that rhythm, and then you never really can catch back up to him. So you have to impose your will early. Is it going to be a lot more footwork, or are you just going to try to crush him into the cage and try to keep him off balance?
Yeah, I'm going to go in there. I can say anything I want to you right now, but, once that cage door closes, that could be out the window in a matter of a second. So, I'm obviously looking, to keep it where I want it to be, and, work with that. And if that don't work, then, switch it up a bit.
Everybody, and there's no secret. It's not like you're trying to write a game plan. It's the way to beat Jake is either decision him on the feet or knock him out. That's the best way to do it. So you have to keep it on the feet. Anybody that fights, I don't care who they are, pretty much have to fight him the same way if they plan on winning. If you let Jake take it to the ground, it becomes problematic for everybody because of his style. Even though he's not doing anything to you, it still looks like the judges at least are going to put it in his favor because it looks like he's doing more when he's really not. Do you have that same sense about the fight that I do, that you you can't let Jake get on top of you, because even though he's not going to submit you, he's not going to ground and pound you, he's not going to be able to TKO you from the top position, and he's going to make it look bad because he's going to be able to hold you down and kind of ride you out and make the judges think he's working?
Yeah, 100%, right? And, judges look at it like I look at it. If you're on your back and the guy's on top, you're losing the fight. Yeah, that's a big thing that you don't want to do with Jake, because he will do that to you. He's got that ground position that, he's going to be hard to get off if you can get off.
Are you still doing most of your training up there at TriStar?
Yes, actually, I'm out here right now. I've been out here for, it'll be 2 months for this fight. Working with Coach Faraz, he's had the game plan for Jake before with George.
Yep.
And, he knows a lot about Jake. So, this is my second home. This is where I do my camps. And, it's worked for me, and since I've been coming out here. So, nothing to change.
You've been coming up there since 2013, right? Is that how long you've been going up there?
No, actually, I think I'm almost close to coming up to 4 years now. I've been coming out here.
Okay,
yeah,
so
like my past 6 fights, I think.
Oh, that's right. That's the 6-fight win. You're on a 6-fight win streak right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been everything since you started. Did you make the change because you lost to David Hewlett and said, "Look, I got to make a change and go up to TriStar," or were you already thinking about making the change to go up there anyway? And then that loss, we're talking about you lost back in like 2011. Was that jump, was that push that put you over the edge to make it go?
Yeah, I was always thinking, I needed to be at a place where, I'm not the big guy in the gym. I'm not the top dog in the gym. So, after that Gillette fight, it like I need to go somewhere. Because I know I'm going to be fighting bigger guys than David Hewlett, right? And after that fight, I had fought a few bigger guys with bigger names than him.
Yeah.
I was just getting off with my athleticism, my strength, and just, I love to fight. So, but since moving over here to TriStar, it's, my whole game has just reached another level.
Is it still fun for you, showing up for practice every day and getting ready for these fights? Is it still fun?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's my job, right? I'd rather, go to the gym and train and, get to fight every day instead of, wake up 6 o'clock in the morning and go work a construction job.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And was that the other option, is doing construction? Is that, if fighting ended today for, some weird reason, the MMA became illegal worldwide, you can never fight again. Would that be your next job, is going back to construction?
No, I would say, I'd open up my own fitness gym. Lots of money for boot camps, right?
Yeah.
Not specifically MMA, but boot camps is making money these days.
Boot camps and CrossFit. That's where all the money is. Yeah, that's for sure. So, what else? Like, I know last time we spoke, it's been a little while. Last time we spoke, I know it was tough for you going to TriStar because then you miss your family, back home in Alberta. Like you don't get to talk to them all the time. Obviously, you don't see them. How is the family life going? Is it still working as well as it can, being that far apart from each other?
Oh yeah, it's my wife is very supportive of what I do. And my kids, my daughter just turned 6 and my son's 3, and they know now Daddy's at work, right? And that's the best thing about this job is even though Daddy's got to go to work for a couple months, well, after the fight, I'm home every day, all day with them, and that's what we get out of this job, right? It's not like if I were to work a construction job, I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Get to see them for an hour before they go to school, and I don't get back home till 5, 6. Well, now they got to go to bed at 7 or 8, so it's that would be tougher for me. This is since I've been doing it a little bit, it's become a little bit easier, but it's always hard. That morning where it's like getting on that plane, leaving for 2 months. I don't get those hugs and.
Yeah, and do you FaceTime a lot or get on Skype a lot with your family, or are you trying to keep yourself completely separate?
No, every day, man. That's they keep me going, right? It's it would be a real hard grind if I couldn't talk to them, and so thank God for computers and Skype. And
there's some fighters I talk to in the same situation. Like I can't talk to them. Like I can talk to my wife a couple times a day on the phone, but that's it. I can't talk to the kids. Otherwise, I just want to go home. I don't want to train anymore. So I have to be completely separate from my family. Otherwise, I just keep wanting to leave, and I won't show up for practice. So I'll go to practice thinking about the kids, and oh crap, I missed soccer practice today, and I missed baseball practice today, and that's all they're thinking about as they're sparring. So some guys, complete opposite. They're like, nope, no contact at all, and you're like, no, every day I got to talk to my kids, I got to talk to my wife.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because for me, it's me coming out here. It's like I'm here for a reason. It's for them. I stay at the dorms right next to TriStar, and I got a picture right at my door, right when I get up in the morning. As soon as I walk out that door, it's a picture of them, and this is why I'm here.
Do you have a roommate in your room at TriStar,
No.
or do you have your own separate room?
I got my own separate room. It's yeah.
And what about the bathroom? You have to share the bathroom facilities with somebody else?
Yeah, well, they have 3 different bathrooms. 3 different bathroom stalls. They got 3 different showers. So,
okay.
It's pretty good here. The guys here, at the first time I came in, I kind of had to, set some rules, let them know, your mom's not here to be cleaning up after you. So
that was my next question. It's like how, because I know some fighters are pigs and some fighters are OCD clean, depending on who you are. And I'm more of an OCD clean guy. So for me, the dorm's a little difficult. I'd have a little hard time with it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Going from home where it's clean 100%, and coming here, it's like moving to a third world country.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, what are you doing? Like, really, is there really a dip cup sitting in the middle of the floor? Like, why is there banana peel laying over here? This makes no sense, guys. Like, it's
exactly.
Yeah. But they're young. Some fighters are young and they don't get it. They haven't been married yet. They don't know really what life is all about yet. So
exactly.
Okay. Well, Ryan, thanks for coming on here. Have fun with Jake. It's going to be an interesting matchup. World Series of Fighting is definitely putting on some great cards, and this is one of the great fights on a great card. I'm glad you get the fight at home, because then the family gets to come there, sit there, and watch. And after the fight's over, you go right back to right back to your own bed, your own house.
Exactly. Yeah. I've been waiting for a fight like this. It's I found out that Jake was signed with World Series. I injured myself before my last fight, and then he was supposed to fight Fitch, injured himself, and I was like, hey, we're both going to be ready at the same time. So I was like, yo, let's do this. I need that challenge, right? And Jake's a guy to step up to a challenge.
Yeah, he definitely is a guy that likes to fight. And I like too how both of you are businessmen about it. It's not like, oh, I got to hate this guy and I got to beat this guy up. You guys are businessmen. Hey, this is going to be a great fight. It's going to challenge both of us. Let's see what happens. And both of you stepped up for it. So it's going to be good. All right, Ryan. Thanks for coming out here with us, man. We'll talk to you later on.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.